Hello, 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 and welcome. Steve Fletcher here. Welcome to another guitar tuition video. I'm going a bit nostalgic for this one. And I kind of heard the other day, I was out on a day trip with some family, and we had the radio on and what have you. And I heard an advert for a program that was a 90s nostalgia program. And it really hit me. I was like, good God, are we at the stage where the 90s are a nostalgia decade? Wow. And it just then got me thinking about, because that was the middle of the 90s was when I started to play the guitar. And as a very unfashionable Pink Floyd fan, Dire Straits, Pink Floyd, Queen, everything that was completely untrendy at the time. We look back we're in a massive sort of classic rock nostalgia period now, but it's hard to describe just how unfashionable these giant rock bands were back in the mid-90s. But anyway, but the first sort of song, and I never really got Britpop back in the day. I don't really get it now, if I'm honest. But the first sort of song that I remember hearing a guitar solo for, and being like, wow, finally, a mid-90s song that I can get on board with, was this one. And it's A Girl Like You by Edwyn Collins. This and the Top Gun anthem were the first songs that I started to try to learn to play by ear. I can't remember which one was first. The only thing I can tell you is I tried to learn the Top Gun theme just to impress a girl. It didn't work. I'm no good at impressing girls. I wasn't then, and I'm not now. But A Girl Like You was definitely up there, and I remember tabbing it out and showing it to some guitar playing friends. I was like, look, I've transcribed this, and they were like, okay, that bit's right, that bit's wrong. And it still annoys me today that I didn't quite get it all the way right. But I'm very pleased to say that the alternatives that they suggested weren't right either. But anyway, looking back at this song, I mean, I still really, really love it. I love the song. I love the album that it's come from. So just check it out as a song. Edwyn Collins, absolute wonderful artist. So you deserve to check him out. I'd got it in my head that it got to like number one back in the day. And looking at, the oracle of all information, Wikipedia, it didn't. It got to number 4 in the UK charts, which is, better than any of my songs have done. But there you go. And it did get to the top 10, in countries all over the world. So it was you could call it a bit of a smash hit. It's a great song. It really is. So coming up, you've got the song slowed down at normal speed. We go through the whole song at normal speed. And then I sort of start looking at the individual little chunks because the solos are, done in chunks, if you like. And then we look at it slowed down. And then we're going to take a closer look at some of those other little parts. There's a whammy pedal part and those chords in the chorus. Those chords in the verse are a little bit more awkward than you might think. So we've just sort of taken a closer look at those. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment. Please do all of that. Check out FletcherSteve.com. And we'll see you next time, boys and girls. Bye-bye. All right, so we're going to just take a closer look at the verse section of this song. And when I was a kid trying to learn this song by ear, the verse section, the solos are, fairly straight. There's nothing too, majorly advanced about the solos. And anybody who's been playing guitar for a year or two can probably, get to grips with the solos with a decent amount of practice. But the thing that always drove me bonkers when I was a kid, and bearing in mind this is way before the internet, way before YouTube, I'm making myself sound like an octogenarian, but the only way you could never see it. I remember watching him watching Edwyn Collins do it on Top of the Pops. Those of you who were born after sort of 2005 might have to check out what that was. But there was no person like me on a video screen like this showing you how to do it. So that part in the verse, which is also buried in effects and stuff, always drove me a little bit bonkers. So I just want to so for those of you like me who want to know what he's doing in that bit, I'm just going to break it down a little bit because it's all about the chords. I'm turning off all the distortion, all the phase, and everything on there, so you can hear it. We're going for clean guitar. So in a nutshell, it's a descending chord pattern. We're talking bar chords of C minor, B flat, A flat, and F minor. And the thing that's a little bit like ooh about it is he does C minor in two completely different places. So as the bar chords go down, the normal bar chords will be C minor, B flat, A flat, C minor, there, and F minor. And that, as you heard, it doesn't sound very much like it. What he's actually doing is he's completely editing all those fat strings at the bottom. So what we're actually getting is just the top four strings. And that starts to sound a little bit more like it. So the C minor at first, I've got my third finger on fret 10 on the D string there, and I've got a mini bar across fret 8. Like so. The B flat, sliding down a tone, 2 frets from there. We've got, again, we're maintaining that mini bar, but this time it's across fret 6. Second finger is getting added on. It's going on to fret 7 of the G string, the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger is on fret 8 of the D string, the 4th string. Okay. You then moving that down, keeping that exact shape the same, sliding it down another tone, another 2 frets, down to fret 4, fret 5, and fret 6 to give you A flat. And then we're changing it ever so slightly to give you that C minor. Now again, I'm keeping that bar in the same position. We're not playing all the notes in that bar, but for the sake of moving it around simply, you don't want to be taking that off and on. So that's C minor. Again, you've got that bar there is on fret 3. Second finger is on fret 4 of string 2, the B string. Third finger is on fret 5 of the D string, the 4th string. And your 4th finger is on fret 5 of the G string, the 3rd string there. Like so. Down to the F minor. And that's the same shape that you started with on the C minor. We've got that bar on the 1st fret, and then we've got your 3rd finger is on fret 3 of the D string, the 4th string. So we go down, C minor, B flat, A flat, C minor, F minor. And then what he does is he goes back up A flat, C minor. Like that. In fact, yeah, A flat, C minor. Sorry, I was going... No, B flat. B flat, C minor. Like so. And that's it. But we get, this sort of staccato-y feel. And there it is. So, as a little extra, the more I listened to this song, and crucially, actually, the more I played it, the more I sort of came to realise that I do think those crazy slidey bits at the end are done with a whammy pedal. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with a whammy pedal, I'm going to dive into using one in a little moment. But essentially, what a whammy pedal does is it changes the pitch of your note to a certain degree. And most, like 99% of the time when guitarists are using a whammy pedal, they'll send it up an octave. So you'll hear, that note. And the whammy pedal will go up to that note. We'll demonstrate all this a little bit later on. I'm happy to keep the slide bit in this video. I mean, you've just seen it. And the reason I'm happy to keep it in there is because I'm very, very much aware that not every guitarist will have a whammy pedal on their floorboard. So people will want to revert to doing those slides. And there's nothing wrong with that. I thought it was the slides straight away. I think it sounds fine with the slides. I've got no problem doing it like that. So if you're doing it with the slides, fine. All right. It's a bit more awkward to play because just pitching that accuracy and all that kind of stuff does take a little bit of doing. But, that's what practice is for. But as soon as I plugged in the whammy pedal and played that sort of last part at the end, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that sounds more like it. So there you go. So what you're going to see, we're going to have a little bit of an explanation about the whammy pedal. I use a Line 6 Helix on my floor, so we're going to show you how, for any of you who are Line 6 Helix users and haven't used a pitch whammy pedal before, I'm going to show you how to install that and a little bit of an example of me playing it and stuff. And then we're going to go into the song, that little bit of the song, showing you that difference with the whammy pedal. Okay, so welcome to Helix Town. What I'm going to do is add the pitch shift to my standard setting. I've got my standard setting is what I call the boogie settings. So Mesa boogie and a bit of distortion, some forwards delay, and a few other bits and pieces that you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the whammy pedal to this area here, this patch area, this block here. And one of the things I love about the Helix is you can have loads of different things in here, and none of these automatically assigned to this. You have to tell the Helix which one of these pedals you want anything on here to assign to, which is one of the things I really like, is you can then completely set this up to however you want it. Okay, so I'm going to put the pitch shift right here. I mean, you can see right actually here I've got my reverb. My digital delay is right at the very end. So that's this one here. And you can see that's a great example, is that my delay is at the end of the effects chain here, but it's here on my pedal. It's not at the end down here. But anyway, we don't have to worry about that. So here we go. I'm putting that there. So we're going to go in to that patch, into that block. And we're going to go down till we see pitch, synth, and there it is. And we're going to just do a very straightforward, simple pitch whammy on the mono. I'm not going to mess around. So there it is. And there it is, automatically done. Now, if I just zoom in a little bit, there we go. You can see the setting's not what I would want. The automatic setting is the heel is minus 12 and the toe is plus 12. Now what that means is when you rock your pedal back, your guitar sound is going to be 12 semitones down. And when you put it up to the toe, it's going to be 12 semitones up. The toe I'm going to keep because that's what I want. I want 12 semitones up. That's a whole octave. So when I play a C, stick my toe down, it's going to go up to the next C. That's what I want, but I don't want that on my heel. On my heel, I want absolutely nothing there. So there we go. And we want 100% mix, and I'm going to leave the level alone because I don't want it to get any louder when I engage that. So there we go. That's it. I'm going to turn that on, and there we go. Then, to assign it to this, all you do is just touch that there. And you can see, look, do you want to assign that foot switch to that block? So there it is. Okay. And there it is. It's already assigned to that on or off. Now, this is where I really like things because you can change things. As you can see, I've got distortion, chorus, phase, and all that kind of stuff. None of these pedals are called this. This is just so my thick musician brain can remember which is which. So I'm going to change this whammy. We're going to customize this. I'll zoom in again. And I'm going to change this from pitch whammy to just whammy. Okay, so just delete all of that. And then we're going to start just naming all this. And we just scroll through W, across, and then a thing I really love, if you push this button, if you push the button, it scrolls between capital letters and not capital letters, which again, I really, really like. It's just very user-friendly for a musician like me. So there we go. There we go, look, M, W, M, and W, Y, whammy. Okay, now if you want to, you can go back into that, customize, you can change the LED color. Now, in my head, whammy is green. Don't ask me why, but it just is. So you can see now that that has now changed to green. And there it is. So that's my whammy pedal engaged on that preset. The only other thing I'm going to do is assign that to a specific pedal. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this camera. I'm not going to have it on my master. I use that for volume. I've put this on here and I've put this in extension 3 at the back there. So this is going to be the pedal that I'm going to use. So we're going to assign that to a pedal. And what we're going to do is control. So we pressed the little stripey button there, controller assign, and it's on there. And I'm going to controller assign it. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Assigning it to extension pedal 3, like that. And then we're going to learn the controller. And when we learn the controller, we just give it a little pump up and down, and it remembers it pretty quick. And that's it. It's done. So yeah, we've got this now set up in such a very bizarre camera angled way so that you can see what I'm playing, you can see HELIX, and you can see this is the pedal. This is extension 3 pedal on the back of the HELIX that's going to be my whammy. So what you'll see is you'll see me play a note, wrong foot is going to go onto the pedal and you'll hear it, see my foot go down, you'll hear the note come up, etc. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Please send me all your comments. It's lovely to read them, and you know I love to respond and everything. Check out FletcherSteve.com if you've got the chance. There's all sorts of stuff over there, all kinds of resources for you. All the tabs are over there. All the song lists are over there. You know, you can get in touch with me. There's all kinds of videos. My blog is over there. It's just packed with resources for you. So get yourself over there. And we'll see you next time, boys and girls. Bye-bye.